Hey everybody. Alright, let's spin some thread on our spindle with our roving. This is wool roving. It's already been brushed and carded and dyed. So the first thing that we're going to do is use another piece of yarn, another ball, cut a piece of it to be our leader. Take that, just fold it in two, lay it over your spindle, and pull the two ends through and pull it firm. Okay, this is going to help us start our spin to turn our wool roving into yarn. So the first thing, of course, that you need is to take a little bit of the roving off, just gently. And once you've got it, you can do a little separating pull. And again, just gently. You don't want to try and force it because it could tear apart. Now you can put it back together if it does, but still, if you're just a little careful, you can do it and not worry about that. Alright. So once you've got this, you can, down here at the end, gently, gently, kind of give it a pull. And it may feel like it's not going to go at first, but it will. What we're wanting is to just thin it a bit so that as we turn our spindle, it's a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to do that much. Okay, I'll do this much so far. Alright, so I'm going to take my spindle with my leader yarn, and if you've got a groove in your spindle, take the yarn and put it up in the groove. If you don't, it's okay, just pull it up anyway. And I like to wrap mine around twice in the hook, just for extra stability. Now I'm going to park it between my knees. That just helps me hold the spindle still. Now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use my right hand. If you're left-handed, you can use your left hand, or you can use whichever one seems the best choice to you. Alright, I'm going to take my thinned out piece of wool roving and I'm just going to lay it along my leader yarn. I'm just putting it so that it lays beside the leader yarn like this. And what it's going to do is it will twist with the yellow yarn. You can use any color yarn. I just did the yellow because it looked different from the pink to make it a little easier to see. So here I've got my roving, my yarn, my spindle. This is the spindle, this is the whorl. And I'm going to give it a little spin. And always spin it in the same direction. I spin it clockwise, and I do that every time because it makes it just easier to remember. So I'm going to give it a little spin, just down from the bottom. And I'll give it another one. Alright, now I catch it. Here's the important thing to remember. Whoop. It came off the hook, that's not a big deal. Right up here, where my two fingers are, I'm holding that tight. I'm pinching it because this twist that I just created, I don't want it to get all up in my roving yet. I want to control that. I want to control the twist. Always keep your tension right here. So that means you're holding this with your fingers and you're holding your spindle. Now, let's make life easy. I'm going to park the spindle between my knees. Might not be so easy to see. There we go. I'm parking it between my knees. I'm taking my other hand, I'm using my left hand, I'm going to pinch right below where I had my first two fingers pinching, right below there, because I'm still controlling my twist. All right, now this is the fun part, or part of the fun part. Ugh. Control your roving. I'm going to just run my right hand up, my roving. I'm not pulling on this, I'm just holding it. I'm just holding it, and then I'm going to let go of my pinch, and my twist moves right up into my roving, but only to where I have it pinched, right there. You have to control the twist. Otherwise it gets all up in your roving and it makes your life difficult. So now I'm going to give it another twist, and I'm just twisting it from the bottom. Give it a little spin, and if you want, give another little spin. Okay, I'm parking it between my knees, taking my left hand right below my pinch here, and I'm going to gently hold up my roving and let it go, and I'm going to keep a good tight pinch right there at the top of the twist that we've got now. Now I've got yarn made just from my roving. Okay, I'm holding that pinch really tight. I don't want the twist to get away from me. Let's give it another spin right here from the bottom. And if you want to, you can give it another one. Park it between your knees. Take your hand, your fingers, and pinch right below where the right hand was. Oop. Now I'm going to gently pull my roving. I think some of the twist got up in my roving after all. That's okay. I'm holding where the new twist, my new pinch, where the twist will go up to, controlling my twist. I let go, and the twist moves up. Sometimes I help the twist a little, so it's a little more even. So we've got our yarn going. A very own yarn we're making. Let's give it another twist. Another spin. All right, parking it between my knees. Whew, it gets tired. I'm going to gently pull my roving. If you're not careful and you pull too hard, it'll come right apart. Okay, oop. I'm getting my new pinch right up here. Let go, let the twist move up. Keep that tension. Keep the tension on the yarn that's been spun so far. Now, at this point, it might be a little long to control. It's up to you. But let me go ahead and show you. I'll take it off of the hook, and now you can see it's right there. Let's start winding it. Let's try to wind it. So, I'm winding my yarn onto my spindle. The stick part is the spindle, or it can just be the stick, and the circular part is the whorl. W-H-O-R-L. Whorl. Spinning, or I'm twisting, turning it. Now I'll use some of the yarn that I just spun, wrapping it twice around my hook at the top, and I'm going to give it a little spin. Okay, I'm giving it gentle pulls, and it's easiest if you have controlled your twist, which means you have gotten your pinch and you've held it tight. Okay. And again, I just like to move it up. Now, whenever you're first starting out with this, your yarn may not all be the same width, same thickness. It's okay. It's okay. At first, you're practicing. as you continue and you get more and more practice, your thread, your yarn, will stay the same thickness. But it always, just like with everything, it takes some practice. But if you take the time to practice, then of course